All right, hello Facebook. It is time. We're here. I got my notes. So today, for everybody, once again, it is Save Your Health Sunday right here at PhysioFit. Check it out. Change my spot. Where we have, Intensity with Intelligence. So I, of course, am Clint, the health engineer. Why? Because, well, I think about things kind of like an engineer. I like to design things that last, specifically for each person. So, if you joined me before, this one's gonna be a little different, actually. So, just bear with me on this one. So, we've covered all kinds of cool stuff as far as diet, and we haven't really gotten to the exercise stuff. We're getting to the exercise. Don't worry, it's coming. But we have, doing some adjustments here. Make sure the picture's good for everybody out there. We're gonna do a little bit that right there. There we go. Okay, cool. Because I want you seeing that, right? So that's that way where to come find me, where to join me if you want to be part of the studio audience here. You can be sitting right in that seat, and that seat, and that seat, and that seat, and then standing over here, all that stuff. So eventually I'd like to have some people here, especially when we go out there. All right, so today, Save Your Health Sunday, episode number 10. You're going to see up there on the side, the question is, what are you wearing? What do you see? What does the world see? And when I'm asking about what you're wearing, I'm not talking about this. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that later. Yeah, I'm getting the hair out of the way because, I want to show you that little Kinesi sign right there. So yeah, we will talk about clothing. Today, however, it has nothing, well, it has a little to do with clothing, but not really about clothing. So, like I said, bear with me, this is going to be a little bit different. We're not talking about fat. We're not talking about carbohydrates, proteins, or micronutrients, or pH balance, or any of that other stuff, okay? Because honestly, if this isn't addressed, none of that other stuff matters, period, okay? It matters, but it's not going to matter as much. It definitely won't matter to you if these things aren't addressed. So, the email I sent out, this is the one thing nobody talks about, but should be talked about, because the one thing that will destroy a life and your health completely. And find out, it actually dovetails with last night. So I went and watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. I'm not going to give anything away. Seriously, I won't. Other than an ego will destroy everything. A really big ego will destroy everything. Watch the movie, you'll get it. Oh yeah, Baby Groot's awesome. Love Baby Groot. Who doesn't love Baby? Little baby, tiny baby Groot dancing around. It's awesome. So, all right, I digress. I want to lighten it up a little bit because it may get a little bit heavy, and not like that kind of heavy in there, which I'm gonna go back and do after I get done with this, because it's like in the middle of my workout. So I'm sorry, I'm not all pumped up for you. I'll work on that for next time. So, today we're going to talk about your real clothing, okay? And what I mean by your real clothing, we're going to talk about what you actually really wear every day and what people actually see you in every day. So, not this stuff. I'm talking about what you're wearing. And what I mean by that, so there's an awesome story. Most of you probably know this story because everybody's heard it at some point in your life. All right, the Emperor's New Clothes. If you don't know what the story is, come back, watch this later. Otherwise, because I don't want to go through the whole story, because I'll be here and we'll be here for like the next hour if I go through that story. Anyway, so the premise is the Emperor gets new clothes, which are invisible clothes. Okay, the guy comes in, makes some clothing. Says, this is awesome, you look great in it, it's gorgeous. The Emperor's walking around butt naked for everybody to see everything about the Emperor, okay? He can't hide anything from anybody, okay? They see his fat gut, they see the pimples, they see everything, okay? And that really is what you wear every day, okay? So your real clothing. Whenever you walk out into the world, what do people see? What are people actually really seeing whenever they see you? Because, you can put on the makeup, you can get all You can go tarted up. You can put all the clothing on. You can get the best fitting clothing to make you look good. But once people get past the looking good in the clothing, what are they seeing? What are you really wearing whenever you walk into a room? When people see you, what's their first impression? What's their takeaway? What are they thinking whenever they meet you? What are they thinking before they even meet you, the first time they see you? What's the initial impression? Okay, you can only make a first impression one time. What is that first impression people are getting from you whenever they first see you? Is it a standoffish thing? Is it an open thing? Is it a friendly thing? Is it a mean thing? Now I know, you have a bad day. Everybody has a bad day on occasion, okay? And maybe you're not wearing the best clothing at that point, all right? Maybe you will be a little more standoffish, whatever. So there is that. But in general, everybody sees everybody for what they are for the most part, or at least eventually everybody will. And it comes down to whenever you walk into a room, what's the impression? What are people left with? What do they feel? Okay? Hey, Mark. Yeah, sorry. Wrong clothing, buddy. Good on you, but, we're not actually talking about clothes. But it's, although I will use what you just wrote to make a point here. So somebody can be wearing a $10,000 suit that looks fantastic on them, okay, perfectly made for them. Or somebody can be wearing clothing they got from the Salvation Army, okay? It's old, it's older, it's a little tattered. The question is, whenever people actually see you, what are they seeing? Beyond the suit, beyond the clothes. Because you can make an impression beyond that. Now, clothing matters on occasion. I mean, you don't want to be in here in a three-piece suit trying to work out, all right? So dress for what you're doing. But or if you're going into an interview, you don't want to wear torn, tattered clothes. You want to be in a suit, or at least wear something that's relevant to whatever you're applying for. But dress for the job you want, basically. But also walk in there wearing that job, essentially, or wearing what you want to bring to it. Because I can guarantee you right now, whoever is interviewing you will see straight through whatever you're wearing, and they will see what you put on that you came in with. Whether you're going to try to take it from the company, or if you're giving it to the company, or you're going to be a benefit or distraction, whatever, it will be seen, it will be known, it will be felt. Okay, so let's get into this thing here. I've got my notes on the side here. And we're going to cover this from a few different standpoints. And this is going to be a quick one, so we're not going to be here for an hour. But I do want you to think a little bit. I do want to get you to think about things and realize there's more to life and health, especially more to health than just that in there. We're coming to, where are you at? Come here. It's backwards to me. Sorry. Going to one of these places, okay? It's more than those, all right? This is the outcome, all right? There's some people that have a lot of these that don't work on this other thing, and you'll see that they lose them pretty rapidly whenever they're done showing off. So this is a lifetime thing. This is a life thing. This is a living thing. Okay, this is a taking care of yourself so you can take care of other people thing. This is taking care of yourself thing, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of it. Okay, there is a whole mind, body, spirit connection that goes with this whole thing. Don't believe me? People do yoga. This is my yoga. All right, lifting heavy stuff really fast is my yoga. It relaxes me, keeps me sane. Well, it'll do that for other people. So will the running. So will whatever your thing is. So, but the big thing is there's feelings, there's emotions, there's perceptions. Perception is reality. All right. If there's a perception made in the media, that's the reality of the situation. Right or wrong, truth or falsity. Either way, perception is reality. So be careful whenever you try to see to the truth of things. All right. Don't go in for the hype. Don't go in for whatever people are telling you to think or telling you to see. All right. Once again, perception is reality. Everybody has something to sell. All right. I'm trying to sell you good health and better thoughts. All right. So you have that. You have emotions. You have feelings. I know people try to say, "Hey, look, just keep thoughts and thoughts and feelings and emotions out of stuff, well, that's actually kind of an impossibility. We're emotional beings. We buy on emotion, all right? No matter, you buy a car. Why did you buy that car? Why did you buy that suit? Why'd you buy that Twinkie? Okay? It wasn't a thinking thing. Why'd you buy the organic protein bar? Why did you, we deal in emotion and feeling, okay? How does this thing make me feel? Emotionally, does it make me feel good to do this thing? We all live there, okay? You can't take it away. You can't get rid of that. You can't, wish it away, basically, or say, just don't do it. You can't do it. Everything's done on emotion. Buying that car is bought on emotion. Why? Because of how you felt whenever you sat down in it. Or maybe even how you felt with that person next to you that is trying to sell you the car, okay? If you didn't like him, you're probably not going to buy it, right? So everything is feelings and emotions. And there's a movie. I'll try it now. There's a movie. You must watch this movie, all right? What the Bleep, all right? I'll tell you right now, watch it. I don't know if it's on Netflix right now or not. If it is, stream it, watch it, get it, buy it. Awesome, awesome movie, okay? And it digs into that and how all these things react in your body and how they make things, good things or bad things, happen for you, okay? Whenever you don't realize that you're living on emotions, even though you are, and you try to push that away and you say, well, no, I don't live in emotions. I'm a thinking person. I'm a thinking being. I use my brain. Yeah, you think you're using your brain. You're actually working on emotions, okay? It's either good emotions or bad emotions, all right? They swing you whichever way. Yeah, your brain thinks about stuff. You analyze things with your brain. But eventually, all the analytical stuff goes out the door because you say, I like this thing and I want it. And you go get it and you do it, all right? It's making a switch emotionally and for better health. It's emotionally connecting with better things and emotionally connecting with yourself so you will do better things for yourself, all right? Essentially, it's kind of quit beating yourself up, okay? If you really do love yourself and respect yourself, you're not going to do harm to yourself. And, well, having a bad lifestyle, eating bad foods, all those things, those are bad things. It's essentially self-abuse, all right? Yeah, you're doing it because it makes you feel good, but honestly, it's technically self-abuse, okay? You're abusing your body by putting poisons into it, all right? Because you have an axe to grind with yourself or something in your past or whatever. So if you do, find a therapist. Don't see me, find a therapist. I know a few. I can refer you out. So just realize that. Yes, you're a living, thinking being, but everything is done on emotion. It is. That's how we're wired. All right, we're not robots. Okay, if we were robots, life would be really boring, right? And believe me, I'm one of the people that would love to think that emotion doesn't rule everything. I really am. I am one of the thinky, thoughty people that says I can live here, I can analyze it and do it as it should be done. But yeah, so I'm talking with you here. Okay, this is as much for me as it is for you on this thing. On every piece of it, feelings, emotions, perceptions, all that stuff, because it's all out there for all of us. And whatever world you live in up here is reality. All right? I'm just putting that out there for you. Everything is here. If you've ever seen The Matrix, you're technically living in The Matrix and you're up here. This body is not really, it's a machine, it's a car, okay? You use it to get around, all right? If you want to get a better looking car, well, you just get a better looking car, all right? You have the ability to do it because you live up here in this 5 to 7 pounds of fat that's rolling around in this cranium, okay? That's where you're at, all right? You get to make the world around you, essentially. So, whenever you just realize that, it's a lot easier to kind of start creating the world that you want around yourself, right? Hopefully with a positive outcome. Not even hopefully, faithfully with a positive outcome. I hate the hope thing. Okay, if you ever read any of my writings, I try to strike hope from the record because hope sits down and waits for something to happen. Faith goes out and does it. All right? Hey, Jerry. Speaking of awesome people, so Jerry Meadow over here, awesome guy. If you ever get to meet him, you must meet this man. He's fantastic.
Thank you. Have a solid day, man.
You too.
Bye.
All right, thanks for coming by. Seriously, one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Great man right there. So we'll say he's almost an epitome of what we're talking about today. of being just a very thoughtful, helpful, just awesome person. It's there for everybody, and is taking care of himself. So, all right, but I digress. So, it's always good to say a great thing about great people, right? So, there's that. Just realize you are in the matrix, okay? You are in the matrix. You are making your own world, all right? You get to make and create it however you want. To some degree, okay? You can't fly around like Neo, all right? But outside of that, So here's where we're going with this. Another great guy. That's Sean, by the way. So let's start off with first thing in the morning when you get up. All right, whenever you get up, what's your thoughts? What's your perception? What are your feelings? Are you getting up? Is it a feeling of dread, or is it a feeling of full speed ahead? Meaning, you wake up and you just don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to roll out. You want to stay there and curl up and not move. Okay, because you're dreading the day and getting out of bed. Well, that's not really the best way to start your day, because that means your entire day is going to be, you're setting yourself up for failure. We shouldn't do that. Although most of us do, because, well, there's a lot of stuff going on. If you watch the news, I watch it way too much. Okay, I'm a news junkie, by the way. I'm an information junkie. Period. Okay, so that's my big thing. I am an information junkie. There's information, I'm looking at it, I'm watching it, which is why, there's a lot of input. But yeah, it's first thing in the morning. Whenever you get up, what's that first feeling? If you can take that and change it around and say you're ready for the day, you want to do something, you want to do something positive, you actually have a plan of action for the day, which you set up the night before, you're going to wake up feeling better, at least about the day. And then whenever you see yourself in the mirror, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts when you first see yourself? Whenever you first greet yourself in the morning, you see yourself in the mirror, and you say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Are you asking who's the prettiest of them all? Okay, or are you going the other route? So, whenever you wake up, you should have some good positive thoughts about the future, which is that day, okay, or at least about the present, okay. It's the present. You're supposed to open it up, enjoy it, and then share it with people, right? Play with it first, though. It's your present, right? And then you can give your present to others, which is your presence, all right? Like that. Have a feeling. Is the whole? Are you gonna have a life of stress or a life of bless? Okay. Life of stressings or a life of blessings. It's one or the other. You can't have both. All right. And realize sometimes that stressful thing is a blissful thing. Okay. When you're sitting there stressing over something, sometimes it turns into a blessing on occasion. It's the whole, this bad thing just happened to me, but it happened because, well, this really good thing was the outcome. All right. So keep that in mind whenever you're going through a rough patch, because usually it's there. Well, sometimes because you made a bad decision, but sometimes if it wasn't something from you, it wasn't your decision, and something just happened that wasn't a positive thing, it was, initially thought was a negative, sometimes that bad thing actually comes out as a really big positive. So it keeps you out of a bad situation, all right? Maybe you didn't get through that red light, but since you didn't go through that red light, you weren't involved in that wreck that just happened, okay? That kind of thing, all right? Sure, maybe you're 5 minutes late, but you're better 5 minutes late than in the emergency room, all right? So it's that kind of thing. So don't get overstressed about the stressful things. There may be some reason for that. There may be a protection there. Believe in angels, okay? You had one help you out there. So just to put that out there. Hey, it's Sunday, right? So how do you start off your day? How are you addressing yourself? Whenever you look in the mirror, is it good or a bad thing? Are you loving on yourself or are you hating on yourself? If you're hating on yourself, it's time to start changing that, because if you're not loving yourself, who else is going to? Okay? I know other people are going to love you. Your mom's probably going to love you. But the more positive energy you can put into yourself and see yourself as a positive person and a good thing, others will see it. If you don't, they can't. There's no way for them to. All right? Or some people will actually see the positive thing there that you just don't want to see. So listen to them. Let them help you, okay? If somebody's telling you that you're great, you're fantastic in this certain area, listen to them. They're trying to tell you something. They're seeing something that you're blocking out for whatever reason. Quit blocking it out, all right? Take some advice from your friends on the positive side, and maybe go for that thing. So, and start to develop that piece of you. Start to develop something good and positive, all right? So, speaking of work, when you get to work, is it pessimistic? Do you not want to be there, or is it optimistic? Are you thinking, how can you improve the workspace that day? How can you improve in your work? How can you do better sales? How can you work with your clients better that day? If you're in a sales position, how can you actually help the people that you're in front of instead of just trying to sell them something? What value are you bringing to those people? How can you help them that day? All right, because even if you help somebody and they'll buy from you, eventually they're going to come back because they're going to be thankful that you did help them out in some way, shape, or form. All right, and if they don't, well, that's on them. But the good thing is somebody else may have seen that good deed that you did that will come to you. All right, so karma is a reality in some respects. So for work, pessimistic or optimistic? Opportunistic. Which one is it? Are you going for opportunities, or are you saying no to everything? Are you saying it can't be done? Are you doing it with impossibilities rather than possibilities? Okay, impossible. I'm possible. Okay, because technically you are an impossible creation out of the rolls of dice that it took for you to be created in this entire universe. I mean, that's a pretty specific, awesome thing. Workouts, all right, because we're going to be talking about workout stuff. So before the workout, are you hating it, or are you excited about it? Are you excited to be here? If you're not excited to be here, it's the wrong place for you to be, because you're going to do it, it's going to be under duress. When you do something under duress, what's that called? It's called torture. Torture is no good, all right? It really is not. It's stress-induced. It's going to build cortisol in your body. And what does cortisol do? It breaks you down. It puts on fat. That's why you can come in here, you can work your butt off and not lose any weight, because you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're coming in here under duress and just stressing yourself through it. Okay? Instead of being excited that you're doing something great for yourself, you're coming in saying, oh, it's torture. Well, yes, you are exactly right. It is torture at that point, all right? So I'm not telling you not to work out. I'm just telling you have a good reason to do so. Enjoy it. It's a good thing. It's a blessing to be able to do it, all right? During the workout, all right, are you grinding through it? Is it a grind? Are you beating yourself up during the workout, or are you building something? I was having a conversation with one of the trainers here, John Eric. We're talking about Dorian Yates and his workouts. And everything was a build-up. It wasn't a tear-down. It wasn't a grinding thing. His workouts were rough, but everything was around building, improvement, betterment. Anybody that trains for the Olympics or anything like that, they're training for improvements in every aspect, okay? They do everything they can to improve. They're not in here just to beat themselves up and get broken down, all right? And that's with any workouts. After the workouts, are you limping out, beat up, okay, because you grinded through it and you hated every second of it? Or are you walking out of here upbeat? Do you feel good after the workout? Is there actually a little spring in your step? Do you feel better whenever you left than whenever you came in? And that's in all aspects, mentally, emotionally, physically. I know if you're going for competitions, yes, you're going to walk out of here kind of beat up. Sorry, that's the nature of that beast, all right? But you should feel good about what you did at least. So once again, whenever you get done with the workout, are you beat up or are you upbeat? Okay, think about that. If you're beat up every time you walk out that door, quit beating yourself up. Quit hating yourself. Okay, quit hating yourself too. Don't hate yourself in here. This is not about hate. This is not a war in here. Okay, it's all about love and building in here. All right, just realize that you're supposed to love yourself and love the process of all this, and love the process of improving and doing better things for yourself. and then eventually you get to love more of these, right? Sorry, it's there. So just from a thought perspective, okay, it helps out tremendously. It reduces the stress. It makes it more joyful. You have more fun in here, okay? You can joke around with people, even though, yeah, I know you can be serious at times with the workout, but you can still have a laugh on occasion, right? You're supposed to have fun in here. No big practical jokes, though. No. Before bed, when you go to bed, are you having regrets about the day? Or is it a day you will never forget? That's the big thing. What happened that day? Were you regretting stuff that happened? Were you regretting not doing things? Were you regretting things you did? Okay? What's going through your head? Because whatever you go to bed with, that's what you wake up with. All right? That's just the reality of it. You go to bed with regrets and everything else, you're not going to sleep well. You're going to have bad dreams, and you're going to wake up exhausted, and you're going to be feeling dreadful the next day about the day because of what just happened the day before. Which is why if you can plan out your next day before you go to bed, you already know what's going to happen the next day. You've already written it down, okay? Let it be written, let it be done, right? You're making a contract with yourself and somewhat making a contract with the universe of what you want to have happen the next day. It may not happen, okay? But at least you start off on the right foot, right? So yeah, are you going to bed with regrets, or are you going to bed with, I'm never going to forget this day. It was so awesome. And if you went to bed every night with that same thought, this day was so awesome, I'm never going to forget it. How great is your next day going to be? How are you going to wake up that next day? What kind of dreams are you going to have? You're going to have some awesome dreams. You're going to sleep great, okay? If you can go to sleep because, your day was so awesome. But that's the big thing. What did you do in your day? What are you doing every day to help make it a really awesome, memorable day that you're not going to forget, that you may remember for the rest of your life, okay? Because you've got that opportunity to do it every day if you're not being too pessimistic, all right? So you just keep that in mind. That's what I wanted to do today, which is, the real clothing. What are you wearing? Whenever you get up in the morning, whenever you step out the door, what are you seeing and what are people seeing? Okay, what are you actually wearing? Are you wearing opportunity? Are you wearing blessings? Are you wearing positivity? Are you wearing good thoughts? Is that what people see and feel whenever they're around you? Or are you wearing something else? Okay, it's one or the other. There is no middle line on that, okay? You're on one side or the other. No matter how central we want to think we are, there's a reason why there's a right hand and a left hand, all right? We just think we can control everything. We can't control anything other than you can control your perception and you can control how you react. You have full control over those things, okay? Your perception of things, the present, the past. Your perception of the past is huge, okay? And your thoughts and feelings and perception of the future. Because if you are positive in those things, guess what kind of future you're going to have? If you're pessimistic in those things, what kind of future are you going to have? What's coming out of your mouth? What are you voicing? What are you putting into the universe that you're going to do? What your thoughts of the future are, okay? Very big things, all right? And they are realities. If you keep on putting out negative stuff, the reality of your situation is going to be whatever you keep on putting out. So there's that. Put on some very good clothing every morning when you wake up. You go out in the world, make it a great day. This was Save Your Health Sunday. Like I said, today was going to be a little bit different, right? And come here, join me for others of these, and I'd love to have you here, right here, PhysioFit, where we mix intensity with intelligence. Check that out. And have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the weather out there, by the way. And really make it a great make it a great day for yourself and for everybody else that you come in contact with, because that's what we're here to do, right?